Good morning. Let's start the day off right. I'm JJ. Welcome to Today with JJ. Let's begin. So let's take a moment to arrive here and be present. Gather in your scattered thoughts, consolidate yourself, unpack any worries, any cares, any stresses. Just be here with yourself because you're pretty great company. Let's take inventory of how we're showing up right now in the universe. Observe your breath without trying to control it. Is it short and shallow or long and smooth? Just notice. Observe your thoughts. Are they racing or sluggish or zen-ish? Just notice. Then scan through your body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes and notice what sensations you feel. Notice which parts of your body might be a little tight, a little tense, a little sore, might need a little TLC as you move through your practice. And as you move through your day, take mental note. And notice which parts of your body feel good, feel least tight, least tense, least sore. Open up these lines of communication between your body, your mind, and your spirit. And I invite you to really tune into any sensations that appear. Let's tune in with our affect, our emotions. Are you high vibing today, feeling gratitude, peace, joy, love, or maybe a little lower frequency, maybe feeling a little tired or sad or anxious? However you're showing up today, you are welcome exactly as you are, perfectly imperfect. Good. Now bring to mind what you would like to accomplish today. What would your ideal day look like? Do you want to feel more of something or feel less of something? Do you want to feel accomplished, feel peaceful, feel joy, or do you want to feel maybe a little less something, less anxious, whatever your ideal day looks like and feels like? Bring that to mind, hold it in your heart, picture it, imagine it, feel it, this intention for your day. Let's take a nice deep breath in together. Energizing that intention, and as you exhale, releasing to a spirit of receptivity, being open to whatever the universe has in store for you today. When you're ready, float your eyes open. Let's begin our moving meditation. So let's start by opening up our hands a little bit. So if you will rotate from a tabletop position, rotate those right fingers out and back. So your thumb is pointing out and your fingers are pointing to your knees. So, and then gently bend that right elbow and shift your weight back, peeling back your palms. So we are just stretching into our palms, our fingers, our forearms, giving our elbow a little bend and shifting our weight back, peeling back our palms. See if you can keep the fingers connected all the way up to the knuckles, opening up your palms, your fingers, where all of our internal organs are mapped out. Now roll your wrist, shake it out, counter stretch, top of the palm down, same palm, fingers pointed back, gentle rock back and forth, just a gentle counter stretch. Roll your wrist, shake it out, and we'll switch sides. So left palm, rotate your fingers out and back, thumb out, fingers pointed to the knees. Gently bend into that left elbow, shift your weight back, peel back your palms, feel the stretch in your palms, your fingers, your forearms. Shift your weight back forward and give it a break. Bend into that left elbow, shift your weight back, peel back your palms, feel the stretch. Breathe into it, inhaling softness and ease to that area, energizing all of our internal organs that are mapped out there. Roll your wrist, shake it out, counter stretch, top of the palm down, gentle rock back and forth, good. Roll your wrist, shake it out, good. Now let's move to our feet. So tuck your toes under, gripping the mat with your toes, walk your hands back and up your heels. Find toe squat. It might feel good to lean back a little bit. So we want to stay out of the pain zone as we're practicing yoga. Not all of us stretch our feet every day, right? So if you need to, lean forward until it doesn't hurt. We want to stay out of the pain zone because when our body feels pain, we switch into stress mode, start pumping out adrenaline, cortisol, norepinephrine. So if it legit hurts, lean forward until it doesn't. But it might feel good to lean back a little bit. Maybe draw your palms together in prayer. Maybe reach your fingertips back and lift through your heart space. Find your edge where you feel a stretch in the bottoms of your feet and toes, where all of our internal organs are mapped out here as well, but staying out of pain zone. All right, walk your hands forward, untuck your toes, tap them out. Make sure you got energy flowing all the way to your toe tips. Find stillness, point your toes, sit your hips back, hands go back behind your hips. This might be enough to counter stretch the tops of your feet, or you can start to lift your knees up a little bit or a lot. Find your edge where you feel a stretch in the top of your feet, but no pain. And then walk your hands forward. We'll start to move the stretch up our legs. So step back into the right ball of the foot, keeping your weight nice and low. Press into the ball of the foot so you're rocking your shoulders back and forth, waking up your ankle. Then settle into stillness. Press your weight into that right heel, keeping it nice and low. Notice where you feel the stretch, probably in your calving. Breathe into that. And then bend that right knee, keeping your weight nice and low. Feel the stretch move from your calving down into your Achilles tendon. Breathe into that. And then take a moment to explore in your body. Find what feels good to you, what you can release in the back of that right leg. So it might feel good to straighten out your leg, maybe lift your hips up and back, maybe shifting your hips from side to side. Might feel good to bend and straighten that right leg, maybe lifting your left leg high. Ask your body what it wants, what it needs, and give it that. And then we'll reset, moving to the other side. So stepping back with your left ball of your foot, keeping your weight nice and low, pressing into the ball of the foot, rocking your shoulders forward and back, waking up your ankles, then settle into stillness, keeping your weight nice and low. See if you can stretch into that calving, and then bend into that left knee, taking the stretch from that calving down into the Achilles tendon. Good. And then straighten it out and explore in this side of your body. See what you can release in the back of the left leg, maybe shifting hips from side to side, bending and straightening the left leg, or maybe lifting the right leg. Find what feels good to you. Good. Explore, tune in with your body, and then we'll return to tabletop. When you're ready, we'll move the stretch up your leg. So step your right foot forward on the outside of your hands. Start to gently, lovingly, kindly start to bend into that right knee, finding lizard. So the goal is not the shape of your body, the goal is the sensation. So if it starts to hurt, just come out of it just a little bit until it doesn't hurt. But if it feels good, maybe lean into it, maybe drop down to your elbows. Find your edge where you feel a stretch, but staying out of the pain zone. Got some options here. You can plant your right hand on your right knee and gaze over your right shoulder, finding twisted lizard. You can press the inside of that right knee out away from your core, really getting into your hip and your glute, really pressing into that. Another option is to reach that right hand up and back towards that left heel. Another option is to bend that left knee, catch your toes and press them into your glutes. Or kicking into your hand, really opening up that right shoulder. So find what feels good to you in your body, breathe into it, release it, let it go, and then release that back foot down. Plant your palms, shift your hips back, peel back those right toes, circle your ankle one direction, then the other. Good, take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, sit back into your hips a little bit more. Again, honoring yourself. So if it starts to hurt, you can walk your hands a little closer. You could maybe bend your knee a little bit, okay? So find your edge where you feel a stretch in the back of that right leg, but staying out of the pain zone, right? Now let's take a moment to increase our hip mobility. So shift your hips. I like to say make a smiley face with your hips. So swing them out and up, back in and up, out and up, in and up. Good. See what that feels like. And then shift your hips forward a couple inches. See if you can find something else that needs to release. When you feel that release, breathe into it, let it go. And then shift your hips a couple inches to the right. See if there's something else that needs to release. When that releases, maybe shift your hips back. Find something there. So take a moment to explore in your body, find what you can release. And when you feel a little bit more open, you can plant your weight in your palms, draw that right knee underneath your hips. Let's reset with a couple big hip circles. So press your shoulders in front of your wrists. Take your hips to the right and back and up to the other side, and then switch directions so you feel nice and even. When you're ready, step that left foot forward on the outside of your hands. Start to lean into that left leg. Good, releasing that right hip flexor, breathing into wherever you feel the stretch. So it might feel good, again, honoring your body, so if it starts to hurt, just lean back a little bit, but it might feel good to lean into it, maybe drop down to your elbows, maybe allow your head to bow. Breathing into wherever you feel the sensation. So imagine that you can send the breath, instead of sending the breath as you inhale, sending it to your lungs, imagine that you can send it to wherever you feel that stretch. Inhaling softness and ease to that area and exhaling out the tension. So use your breath to soften and change your body. Options here, same as the other side, you can plant that left hand on that left knee and gaze over your left shoulder, finding twisted lizard. Option to press the inside of that left knee out away from your core, really getting into that left hip and that left glute. Good. Another option is to reach that left hand back towards that right heel. Another option is to bend that right knee, catching your toes. Option to either kick in your hands to open up that left shoulder a little bit more, or pressing those right toes into your heel a little bit more to enjoy a nice juicy quad stretch. Find what feels good to you, and then breathe into it, releasing whatever you need to release. Then set that back foot down, plant your palms, shift your hips back, peel back those left toes, circle your ankle one direction then the other. Take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, sit back into your hips a little bit more, relaxing the back of that left leg, taking a moment to let it go. Now let's make those smiley faces with our hips, those half circles. So swinging our hips out and in, making that smiley face, happy hips. And then settle into stillness, and then maybe shift your hips forward a couple inches. Find something else that needs to release. Breathe into it, let it go. Then shift your hips to the left a little, maybe towards the back. Check in with your body, find what you need to let go of. Breathe into it, breathe it out. Let it go. When you feel more open, press your weight into your palms, draw your knees underneath your hips, reset with some big hip circles, one direction, then the other. All right, so then let's work into our shoulders. So sit your hips back on your heels, finding child's pose, taking a moment to connect your forehead with the earth. Feeling the support with beneath you. Take a nice big inhale here, and tiptoe your fingers forward until your hips stack above your knees in playful puppy pose. Take a moment to shift your hips from side to side here. Maybe see what that feels like. See if you feel like a playful puppy. Option to bend your elbows, pressing your palms together. Really releasing your shoulders and maybe opening up your triceps. Option to lean into your left elbow, lifting up your right elbow a little bit more. If you do it on one side, just make sure you do it on the other so you feel nice and balanced. But you'll really get into your triceps this way. Right, coming back to neutral, straighten out your palms, press your palms and forearms into the earth, shift your hips forward to Sphinx, stacking your shoulders above your elbows, relaxing your shoulders back and down. Maybe give your hips a little wiggle as you settle in here. Let's give our necks a little TLC. So inhale right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, take your chin down to chest. Inhale left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, take your chin down to chest. Continue with these half circles. See how that feels in your body. Now, we're gonna open up our hips a little bit and the backs of our shoulders. So take your right knee out to the side, bend it at a 90-degree angle and flex your foot. Call this half frog. So that's what it looks like from the side. Take your right arm, as you're leaning on your left elbow, slide that right arm underneath that left elbow so you're threading the needle with that right arm. Now you can bend that left elbow and rest your temple on your forearm, or you can reach that left hand forward in front of you. Another option is to swim that left hand back behind your lower back. As you soften and settle in here, opening your hip and the back of your shoulder. Take a couple deep breaths here, just releasing whatever you can release. You might find a nice release in your lower back here too. Then making your way back up to your elbows, slide your ankles together to reset. Then take your left knee out to the side, resting your weight on your right elbow, slide your left arm underneath your right elbow. Then option to maybe reach forward with that right hand, maybe bend your elbow, rest your temple on your forearm, or maybe swimming your hand back behind your lower back. Finding what feels good to you, noticing what sensations you feel. Maybe feel an opening in that hip, the back of that left shoulder, Nice release in your lower back. Take a couple deep breaths here. And then make your way back up to neutral. So slide your heels together. Find your arms out at a T. Now slide your right palm towards your chest. So, and then bend your right leg. Take your gaze over the right shoulder and then press into that right palm so you step that right foot over that left leg. So you might feel a nice gentle spinal twist here and nice opening in that left side of your chest. Soften and relax into this. This is really good for those of us who maybe slouch over a computer all day, or maybe those of us who do lots of push-ups. So it's really good to open up the heart space and release the pectoralis major. A nice big inhale here, and exhale, release, unwind, and reset, arms at a T. Take that left elbow, plant it by your palm, bend your left knee, gaze goes over your left shoulder towards that wall, and then press into your left palm, stepping back onto your left ball of your foot. Good. Feeling a nice gentle spinal twist and an opening in that right chest and shoulder. Softening and settling in here, relaxing into the shape. Take a nice big inhale and exhale, unwinding back to neutral. Plant your weight in your palms. Inhale up to tabletop. Exhale, sit your hips back on your heels, shifting your hips from side to side. Inhale up to table, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. First one of the day, so let's pedal out our calves. They should feel nice and open by now. But make sure you've got a straight line of energy from your wrists all the way up to your hips. And then start to tiptoe your feet up to your hands. Once they reach your hands, go and heel toe your feet to about the width of the mat. Take opposite hand to opposite elbow and sway from side to side like a rag doll, releasing your head and neck. Nod your head yes, shake it no. Good, maybe yes and no at the same time. And then interlace your fingers behind your neck. Allow the weight of your arms to pull down on your head, stretching out your spine. Good. Maybe swaying if that feels good to you. Then interlace your fingers behind your lower back, straighten out your elbows. Maybe continuing to sway from side to side if that feels good. Take a nice big inhale as you rest your hands on the mat. Exhale, bend your knees, sink your hips. Finding this froggy shape with your hands connected to the earth. Go ahead and rock into one ball of the foot, then the other. Making sure your feet and your ankles are nice and open, your calves are feeling good. And then settle into stillness, press your palms together, press the insides of your knees out with your elbows. Lift through your crown, sink through your root, and open through your heart space. Good, let's settle into Malasana, yogi squat. Take a couple deep breaths here in and out. One more in. Release and let it go. Hands go to the mat. Inhale, shift your hips high, heel toe your feet till they're underneath your hips. Inhale, slide your hands up your thighs, reaching forward with the crown of your head, reaching back with your tail, creating a flat back. Exhale, fold forward, releasing everything. So relaxing the muscles in the back of the legs, relaxing the muscles in the back, releasing the head and neck, and then gently rolling up nice and slowly like a rag doll, bone by bone. Palms circle and come up and kiss and exhale. Hands come to heart space. Now let's do a little pranayama called breath of joy. So it's 3 breaths in through your nose, 1 out through your mouth. Arms go, and then you bend over. Good. Do it with me. Big inhale, hold your breath, and exhale, shake it out. Shake everything out, good. Anything you gotta shake off, the night, the week, whatever. And then find where you can find stillness. Find your center, so rock forward into the balls of your feet, then rock back into your heels. And then find where it's 0 effort to stack your skull atop your spine. Good. Maybe draw your palms together in prayer. Slow your breath. Take a nice breath in and sigh it out. Let's do that again. In through the nose and sigh it out. And allow your body to breathe itself from this place of centering. I invite you to bring to mind 3 things that you are most grateful for today. And even just the act of asking yourself what you're grateful for can help improve your mood and raise your frequency. Knowing that there's always something to be grateful for. Maybe it's the sun shining, maybe it's the air we breathe, maybe the food that we eat, the clothes that we wear, maybe it's the love that we feel for ourselves or for others, maybe our pet. I invite you to think of the 3 things that you're most grateful for. Maybe your dearest friends, maybe your family, maybe your partner, maybe your prospective partner, maybe your someday partner that you haven't met yet. Send gratitude for those 3 things that you're most grateful for. Really good. And then take inventory of how you're showing up now in the world. Observe your breath. Observe your thoughts. Scan through your body, noticing sensations. And then tune in with your emotions, your affect. Hope you received exactly what you needed from this practice. Hope you have a fantastic day with your intention manifested. Namaste.